of America, a series for tomorrow's superstars. Before these big-name drivers won at racing's highest level, they won here.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire. Oh, what a terrible wreck.
ARCA, truly the school of hard knocks. Right now, tomorrow's superstars get their chance on the notorious Tri-Oval at Pocono.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
40 cars come to life. 40 drivers ready to take it to the limit. 200 miles of racing action live on TBS this Saturday afternoon. It's the ARCA Pepsi 200 from Pocono, Pennsylvania. Weather today, a little on the iffy side. Possibility of rain. Halfway distance, 40 laps may count a lot in this one. And a good day, everyone. Welcome to Pocono, PA, as ARCA settles down to run on one of the most challenging tracks in America. 52 cars came here for this mid-season race. And as they settle down and cinch up the seat belts, the issue with a 30-year veteran of race coverage, Dr. Dick Berggren, is about these drivers, the diversity they face today.
And that's going to help them, Ken. They race in ARCA, where there is more diversity than any place else in American auto racing. These guys are used to running on the dirt tracks of America. They run as well on road courses. They run on the third-mile ovals. They even run on the big 2.66-mile track at Talladega. That's going to help them here at Pocono, where all three turns are different. You got to have a breadth of experience to run well here.
And talk about a breadth of experience, a guy who challenged all the great ones here, Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, right down in there at the end. So many times of those checkered flag battles was Buddy Baker. This is a tough track.
Oh, it's tough, but it's a lot of fun. The drivers really enjoy this racetrack. All three corners are so different. Straightaways are different. Let's take a look at Pocono Raceway from the driver's eye. Down the front straightaway, the longest straightaway they have all year long. 190 miles an hour into turn one, down to the bottom of the racetrack, shift gears right there to get a great run down Long Pond straightaway. You run about 180 miles an hour down Long Pond straightaway into what the driver considers the tunnel turn. They see only one thing, concrete in front of them. They slide out against the wall, down the short chute into turn three, the toughest place for the driver. Right on the bottom, this dictates how fast they run down the front straightaway.
And they sure can travel. Go as fast as you possibly can on that main straight. Point standings with 10 races complete. The senior driver on the circuit, Bill Baird, is up on the point by some 365 over Pennsylvania's own Bobby Gerhart. Checking the second 5 in points as we come to the midway in the season. There you see the winningest driver at Pocono, Bob Chat, back there in the 6th position. Check in with our pit reporters now, and we'll start with Steve Burns.
Hey, Ken, now Bill Baird, there's a guy we can all root for, just 2 days shy of his 50th birthday. Heck, he didn't even start driving race cars until he was 40. See, his wife wanted him to get a safer hobby. He was an acrobatic stunt pilot. Again, 2 days shy of age 50. He's hoping to get an early birthday present here today at Pocono. He'll start from the 8th position. To Mike Hogwood.
Blaze Alexander is our pole sitter. He's only 23 years old, from Montoursville, Pennsylvania. It's near here. He's got a lot of friends and family here today. Now, many of these drivers have a car for the short tracks, a car for the dirt tracks, a car for the speedways. Blaze Alexander, he's got one car. It's already won once this season on a half mile. He's hoping to put it in victory lane today here on this super speedway at Pocono. To Randy Pemberton.
37-year-old Frank Kimmel of Jeffersonville, Indiana, is the defending ARCA Series champion. Frank Kimmel comes into this race and will start third. He's also currently third in the ARCA point standings. Through 10 races, he has 2 wins, including 2 weeks ago on the little half mile in Berlin, Michigan. He was also the winner back here in Pocono, June 19th. Frank Kimmel's wife, Donna, as well as his son, Frankie, and daughter, Holly, will be watching the broadcast on TBS back in Indiana today, hoping that Daddy will bring him home a checkered flag here this afternoon. Now let's go back topside to Ken Squire.
Thank you, Randy. First of 2 preliminary laps have been completed. A look at the Walmart Everstart battery starting grid today, and there you see young Blaze Alexander, who blazed his way to a new event record in qualifying, starting beside another youngster, David Keith. Frank Kimmel, veteran ARCA name, is in row number 2. There you see Andy Belmont, Bobby Gerhart, the Pennsylvania driver, second in points back there in row 3. Bill Baird, point leader. He'll start on the outside of row 4. In row 5, champion from out west, that's Lance Hooper. There's Bob Shadd alongside. Billy Venturini out of Chicago, Illinois. Back on the inside of row number 8. Further back, Dan Pardis out of Daytona Beach, out of the NASCAR ranks, here with ARCA today. Cicchetti, that used to hold the record, he's on the outside of row 11 as we get ready for this start. Here we've got Kurt Shelmerdine. Had a little trouble with the truck getting here. Almost went to Ohio by mistake. It's here, he's there, on the outside of row 13. Kevin Counselor's the story. We'll keep you up to date on that in the afternoon's progress as well. Getting back to row 17, Chuck Weber, Howard Rose are there. Getting to row 20, and you're into the provisionals back there, Rick Skinner, and a name well known in NASCAR ranks, David Boggs, riding shotgun on the field as we get ready for a go. A look at the AutoZone race analysis, Doctor.
Well, it's going to be a 2.5-mile tri-oval superspeedway. We're going to go 80 laps today if the weather lets us do it. That'll be 200 miles. Pit window, 35 to 40 laps. Several guys going to try to do it on just one pit stop today. Pole speed, a record, over 164 miles an hour.
Getting ready to go. Here's Bobby Gerhart, Pennsylvania driver. Love to watch this guy in action. Currently second in the points. 7 top 10 finishes this season. 21st start. There's Andy Belmont. He's going to come out of 5th, and he certainly is one of the most versatile drivers in today's field. He's been in the NASCAR Modifieds, the Dash Series. Here's Frank Kimmel. Dominated this series last year, won 9 races, captured his first ARCA Bondo Marhide title. Lance Hooper is in the number 47 from 9th, that accomplished West Coast star, driving for Richard Jackson today. Well-known name out of the NASCAR ranks. Walter Riley, newcomer from New Jersey, owner of one of the largest overnight delivery services in the country. Let's see what he'll deliver. Here's Christian Elder. Youngster is a graduate of the NASCAR Dash Series, competing in only his 3rd ARCA race. And Blaze Alexander, your pole sitter, began racing at 19 years of age, back in 1995 in ARCA. 9th start at Pocono, and his best finish here is 3rd in 97. There you see them, 40 strong. And as Buddy Baker has pointed out so many times, to watch this field so dramatic as they come down this main straightaway and they take green as much as 5 wide. 1 to go, and they will be racing. Let's go to Mike Hawton.
Talked to many of the leaders, Ken, like Blaze Alexander, Frank Kimmel. They said there is no way that they can make it on one fuel stop. First caution after 20 laps, they're going to have to come in and get a full tank of fuel and 4 tires. Talked to David Keith. He says, hey, we get a lot of cautions today. We might be able to make it on one. So fuel mileage is definitely going to be a story in this race.
There you see the number 11. That's Beauchamp. And he's having a problem with that car. That's a guy who got himself into a ride here the last possible moment. Yeah, they're chicken all right. Not that guy. He really wants to play. Ex-sports car driver and very excited about being here. But
yeah, what I was going to point out to the first-time viewer, you see the cars going back and forth. They're getting a little bit of heat into the tires so they will grip well into the first corner. Also, they're getting all the debris off the racing part of the tire, the lower part that makes the patch on the racetrack itself. So they're going back and forth just to get heat in there and to clean the tire up.
there you see the field coming down toward that very tricky, very treacherous tunnel turn. Tell us about it, buddy.
Well, you can see right on the bottom of the racetrack there, the white part there, they call that a rumple strip. It actually throws the car sideways if you hit that. So you slide the car through this area right through here, and you'll hear him talking about the short chute as he starts wiggling back and forth, as I was talking about cleaning the tires. That part of the racetrack, you can really set a car up to make a pass going into turn 3.
Just 1,700 feet down into my favorite corner. Great old fairgrounds turn. A lot of fun here. Take your line and see if you can hold on.
And that driver's sitting there right now. Both kneecaps are jumping just a little bit. I can tell you that because it's so exciting just before the green flag.
This is the fastest ARCA field that has ever come here to Pocono. Track record was broken. We will see speeds in excess of 200 miles an hour. This is one of the fastest racetracks these drivers will run on all year long.
Coming to the line, field ready for action. Breaking the old event record of Cicchetti from 1997 by nearly 1 mile an hour, 164 plus. Put Blaze Alexander on the point. Pennsylvania driver bringing him down. Pennsylvania crowd on their feet, ready to cheer. This the prelude to tomorrow's Pennsylvania 500 in Pocono. Alexander, the black car, pulls out in front as we go to turn 1. Scooting down to the inside, Frank Kimmel pulls up into second.
Andy Belmont picked up a spot as well. He moved from 5th to 4th on the start.
The outside pole car is running in 3rd right now. The 8th, as they head down in there, David Keith. That is the brother-in-law of Jeremy Mayfield that runs in Winston-Cup.
And his brother-in-law is one of the co-owners of that number 8. Remember the only time it's been seen before this year? Well, if you don't, it was Michigan, and we saw it in Victory Lane. Alexander trying to lead the first lap. Here comes Kimmel after him. Now we're on that very flat 3rd corner and ready to come down this 3,700-foot straightaway where whatever you've got in that motor, you can use it all and then some.
Yeah, and you can over-abuse the motor because about this point on the front straightaway, you pull it back into high gear. You actually shift twice on this racetrack. A lot of these guys are. Some are afraid to try. As David Keith tries to take over 2nd place on the bottom.
Keith down on the bottom, trying to squeeze his way through on that corner. Here's a corner where you don't want to squeeze it. This is really one lane, buddy, when you get up here to that tunnel turn.
Yeah, and the preferred line is right around the bottom as you look back down Long Pond straightaway as they head in there. Watch the cars as they start off the corner here, slipping and sliding to the outside of the wall there.
You're riding with Blaze Alexander, looking back at Frank Kimmel in 2nd place, Keith in 3rd, Belmont 4th, Ray 5th, and Bobby Gerhard in 5th.
Kimmel won the race that was held here in June in this exact same car. Started 3rd in that event.
2nd lap. Race still controlled by Blaze Alexander.
Alexander has just one race car and a borrowed motor in that race car. He doesn't even own the engine he's running today.
Keith down to the inside, and he's going to go into 2nd spot. They're only running 3 ARCA races this year. They've won 1 at Michigan, striving to win number 2 here today at Pocono, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and a lot of the drivers have been worried about this car all week long because it does have a Rusty Wallace type motor in there. The car is from Jeremy Mayfield, and it's one of the quickest cars in every practice they've had.
But the quickest car, the car on the pole at 164.7, broke the old record of 163. That's Blaze Alexander staying in front. Steve Burns-Canad.
Hey, Ken, just to echo what Buddy Baker just said, Frank Kimmel, the driver of the number 46, told me they were very concerned about that number 8 car. He said if that young man, David Keith, doesn't have any problems, he'll be the guy that's going to go to the front. Frank Kimmel's motor, on the other hand, is 2 years old, and they have rebuilt that power plant many times.
A battle for the lead as they come off turn 1. David Keith, as we were just talking about him, a lot of straightaway grip as he starts down through there. You see Blaze Alexander giving him a tussle there at the head.
Uh-oh, tunnel turn coming up.
Oh, he'll have to give way there and drop back in line. There's no way to go through there too wide on the outside.
Not safely at any rate. It has been done, but you don't want to do it if you possibly can avoid it. And one of the problems here at Pocono are DNFs. More than half the field failed to finish this race last year.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of highlight film, too, when you try that.
Yeah, it does.
Blaze Alexander still holds on to the first spot, the 23-year-old. just barely having the advantage. Here comes Keith after him again. Kimmel just sitting in the catbird seat back there in third. Gerhart fifth now, Belmont sixth, and Mark Gibson drops into seventh. Lance Hooper is eighth behind this front trio, who are putting on a whale of a show.
Talking about Blaze Alexander, our leader right there. This was his first pole ever. He's won a race, however, but never had a pole position. And he's just from down the road here, about 35 miles.
Last time they tried to go in too wide, and as everyone knows, that is too wide for turn 2. They clip right along up that area of the racetrack. Great super speedway. Pocono, Pennsylvania. 3 different corners, a compromise in suspension, how you set your shocks. Let's take a look at number 40 beginning to ease out of it here and roll back, Andy Belmont.
Andy Belmont's having some type of problem. He's on the bottom part of the racetrack. They do have a road here that you can pull off the racetrack and get out of harm's way to come into the pits.
Belmont had run as high as 5th in the event, and now he has developed a problem on the American Online Ford, number 40. Second twice this year, Atlanta and out at Salem, Indiana. Not looking good right now.
No, this is his 7th Pocono start. He's not had the greatest of success here at Pocono. 12th had been his best prior finish, and just coasting into the pit road, silent car.
You can see smoke coming off the back of the car there on the spoiler, so he definitely has an oil leak.
So it's a short afternoon for Andy Belmont, it appears. Brings it in, a little smoke trailing out. They're still going tire change right side.
Oh, left side they're
Left
going
side,
up with.
Yep. Let's go back up with the leaders. And there's a little bit of an interval for Blaze Alexander over Keith in second spot, Kimmel in third, and Ray in fourth, Gerhart fifth, Lance Hooper in sixth, and Gibson runs seventh. Back in a moment.
All right, Belmont lost a lap in that, guys.
Yeah, and it was the left rear tire was flat, I think.
Yeah, and we don't have scoring.
Please stand by, no scoring. There's a 14th lap down already.
Is he?
Yeah, they just passed him.
Yeah, 14 and 81, both down a lap. Well, I hope we get the scoring. Here it's back.
Ah.
Thank goodness.
Jimmy Kitchens and did he go down all the
Well, we can tell right here. That's where it cycles through.
You do understand that all the Y's are cut off. That's not Rev.
Yeah.
Ray. Yeah, Kevin Ray. He's 21 years old. Youngest guy in the field. He's running fourth right now. That'll keep the young viewers maybe. So the front group is getting spread out pretty. Might have to start hunting things back in the pack.
What was the lap?
No.
What?
No.
Oh, eight's broken.
Yep.
Yep.
David Keith.
And that'll bring a caution out most likely.
Yeah, Belmont and Boucher are the only ones.
That was a brand new motor, right?
Well, he ain't gonna win this one.
This one's cooked.
Yep, no yellow.
Yeah, that one won't be back. That's a white smoke too. That's 90% of the time. That's a head gasket or something in that area. See the smoke? Of course, we won't speculate on that. We'll let somebody tell us. No caution. Wow.
Okay, thank you. Working lap 9 of 80, and one of the key contenders is on pit road. Let's get down there and see what the story is.
Ken, the motor is shut off, and a disappointed car owner, Jeremy Mayfield, Winston Cup driver. Jeremy, what happened?
I don't know yet. He just got in and sees some smoke out of the exhaust, so I'm sure it's not a good sign. Probably lost a cylinder or something like that. We're not sure yet.
This is your brother-in-law, and he has a lot of talent.
Yeah, he's done a good job, and this whole team's done a great job. We got good cars, good people, and Larry Wallace, all the guys at Penske Engines, they've done a great job this year. And first time I've ever seen any trouble out of engine here, I'll tell you that.
Well, the car has burned a piston is the word that we're hearing now. It has burned a piston. Car 8's done for the day. This is the car, by the way, that Jeremy sat on the pole with in the race at Japan last December.
Thank you very much, Mike Hogwood. Alexander first, Kimmel second, Ray third, Bobby Gerhart up to fourth, and that moves Lance Hooper to fifth, Mike Swain into sixth. Bill Baird, the point leader, is now in seventh, followed by Gibson in eighth, Tracy Leslie ninth, and Pardus in that 10th spot. You can see that there's number 40, Belmont, back, down a lap. Andy Belmont is back. Had a left rear tire going down, buddy?
Yeah, that's what it looked like. He changed the left side tires on it. He's back up to full song. As you can tell down the straightaway here, he's running very well. A lot of straightaway speed, but he is a lap down.
Trying to get a lap back from Dave Adcock right there in the Mannheim auction Pontiac.
Talking about Adcock there in the 45 just in front of Belmont here. He's an auctioneer for the Mannheim group, and he missed a whole week of work just to run here this week. And when he started doing the auctioneering, I'm going to tell you what, you talk about entertainment, everybody in the garage area come running to hear him.
Yeah, nobody wants to wish anyone any ill fortune, but he said, boy, if he drops out, we really want to hear his interview. Dave Adcock, number 45, and part-time driving instructor here at Pocono, Pennsylvania.
But he's still not going to shift like a lot of the guys do here in Pocono. He said he wants to keep it simple, so he's just going to leave the car in high gear. Many of the drivers will change gears.
Oh, we got trouble out of turn number 3. Got one loop that's fallen to the inside of the course. Everybody's cleared him thus far.
It's
Walter Riley.
Walter Riley. There was great expectations by the crew there. That is a Rusty Wallace race car also, and good motors, good everything.
Caution out. Yellow on the track for the first time. Comes while they're working lap 12. And on board with Riley. Of course, that wasn't luck. He has someone riding with him at all times, right?
Well,
Doctor?
yeah, his sponsor is his own trucking company, Guaranteed Overnight Delivery, which for short is God, I guess, is with him no matter what on the racetrack. There's a good shot at Walter. Quite an interesting executive. Not only does he own this corporation, which last year grossed some $68 million, he's his own PR man. And this morning he was taking guests through the garage area, potential clients for his trucking company.
You could see him using his hands there to let the cars behind him know that he was slow going into the pits there. You see him shift up. He's talking to his crew right here.
Started 12th and just got the thrill of his life in this manner.
Right by himself there. That's an easy thing to do in turns 3. You can come into that corner a little bit high and just get yourself in all kind of trouble.
Now, if you'd like to ride with Mr. Riley and God.
Okay, right along here. He's trying to stay on the bottom. Goes through there. You hear him on the front. Uh-oh, runs out of talent right there.
Look at the hands on that steering wheel trying to get hold of that car.
Oh, you hear the tire pop right at the end of the slide there.
The Lord said I'd had enough of this. All right. We got a caution on the racetrack. There are 12 of 80 laps complete. Blaze Alexander still is your leader.
That's awful. Oh, I'm not believing you said that.
Yeah, looked to me like. Do you remember Billy Homeyer? Remember Billy Homeyer?
Please.
Oh, yeah. Race Indy cars?
Please.
Oh, yeah.
Had a St. Christopher.
Pit stops if they come in.
I doubt it. Lap 12? What do you think, buddy?
I don't know.
I think it's probably too early.
If you're back in the pack, you would want to come in. Maybe you could stretch it and make it on one stop. You know?
Maybe.
Yes. Copy 12, please.
Pits are open.
Did he tell you? Okay. I have it in hand. I have it in hand.
Okay, that's the answer to that question. No pit stops by the leaders.
I have it in hand.
Shacked pits.
Yep.
Bob?
Without saying Duralube, right?
Where was Shack? Was he
No
a lap
audio on
down yet?
Duralube.
don't even see him.
Here comes Shelmerdine. And
Okay, these are guys that are going to try to stretch it on one stop that are stopping, and they're back in the pack. Shermerdine would be a good throw.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all are listening to it.
And that 71 would be fun if he had a good day. For
Mark
David.
Stahl stops.
You got them all?
Dale Whittemore.
You got all of them?
Yeah.
Did you get those two up there?
Yep. Oh, dear.
I heard that tire pop.
Yes, go ahead.
That right front wheel's not even turning.
Well, you heard the tire pop when he's sliding around there. Boom. Did you hear it?
Yeah, and he must have rubber all chewed up inside the car for that wheel to not turn.
Yeah.
Walter's not going to have a big day.
Yeah. They're
Yes.
trying to get the jack under it there. Yeah. Okay. Up. With the white car, him.
Tomorrow, starting at 12:35 on the Superstation, it's the Pennsylvania 500. Can defending champion Jeff Gordon repeat? Pole sitter Mike Skinner will lead the field down tomorrow. There's the guy they're talking about, Jeff Gordon. He'll be right here tomorrow on the Superstation. Hope you'll be with us to enjoy it. 12:35, our coverage begins. Well, here you see the field under caution. The guys up in front elected not to pit. Several others did come into pit that are running on the back of the lead lap.
A total of 8 different drivers chose to pit at that point to put fuel in their cars. Bob Shack, Shelmerdine, Woodland, Like, Whittemore, Larimore, and Boucher all pitted, and that'll surely take them at least to the halfway point.
Riley getting ready to come back out, I believe. Great aerial shot of this beautiful 2.5-mile track. And there's Walter, ready to go back to work.
Got a lot of damage on the right front corner there. That's going to hurt him as far as downforce on the front of the car.
Actually not to work, to play for Walter Riley here. Talking to his crew there, hit the button on the steering wheel. Buddy?
Taking a look at Walter Riley coming down the corner of the white car there. You see the back of the car. Just get away from him. He goes around and around there. I guarantee you, about that time the right front tire blew out. He's having himself a hard time there, but he actually got in the throttle a little harder than he should, and the back of the car just kicked out.
It's so easy to do up in turn 3.
Yeah, you're just walking it through there anyhow. You're kind of sliding it through the corner to begin with, and you're getting the throttle a little too hard, and you break traction, and around it comes.
Let's get an STP pit roundup in here and go to Randy Pemberton.
Well, I can update you on what Kirk Shelmerdine did. He pitted, took on 4 tires, and decided to fill the car up with fuel. Likewise for David Leake. They want to try to make it in one more stop. One other guy that had a problem is Dill Whittemore. Right prior to that caution coming out, he thought that he had a transmission problem. It's not stuck in 4th gear, but he has a vibration. That's the overdrive, so they're going to have to run it in 3rd gear. Not to mention, he has a broken left front shock. So Dill Whittemore's day is not over with, but it's certainly running on a sour note here this afternoon.
It's a dill pickle for him. That's his sponsor, too. Isn't that the way he got his sponsor? Some story about that?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you get it? If your name was Dill Pickle, I think so.
Called the company up and they said, what a great idea.
Yeah. Mount Olive Pickle Company supports a guy named Dill. How perfect.
So Alexander, there he is. And in a bit of a pickle. Kimmel 2nd, Ray 3rd, Gerhart 4th, Hooper 5th, and Swain is 6th. And none of these folks elected to come on pit road. Bill Baird has picked up 3 spots, finds himself in 7th, with Tracy Leslie in 8th and Mark Gibson to 9th. Dan Partis having a good day in that 10th spot. Going to stay right with him as they get ready to go back to green. Now, how are you running as you come up to take green here at Pocono with this extensive long straightaway, buddy?
Well, what you're in about 2nd gear right there.
Oh,
There's still one to
They're
go
gonna take
right now, but they're saving fuel also to go the distance on one stop. So these caution laps are really helping these cars that are out there riding around. You keep it in high gear, keep the RPMs down low.
Napa running order for you, following through the field with 15 of the 80 laps now complete. This is how the whole gang is doing out here. at Pocono, Pennsylvania this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the race and will be with us tomorrow. They've accomplished 37.5 miles, 162.5 to go, to make this 200-mile distance.
If you don't believe a mirror is important to driving a race car, look at the size of that rear mirror you just looked at. It's about 12, 14 inches wide there, and you can see 90% of what's behind you.
Here's fourth place, Bobby Gerhart. Great champion, came out of the dirt ranks, a lot of modifieds. Pennsylvania, he's a big name and is in ARCA. What a dramatic win he had at Daytona. And there, okay.
Now, Dill Williamore, trouble there, put up on his race car.
That's too bad. His best career finish was at Salem. He had a second there in 1995.
Are they going to button it up, maybe send him back on his way here? Get a report from Mike Hogwood down on pit road.
And we're with Dave Liner, crew chief for Blaze Alexander. What's Blaze saying so far? It looks like he's running great.
Well, Blaze is kind of taking it easy on the Perkins Chevrolet today. We're just trying to get him in a rhythm, keep it smooth. We got plenty of race left, and we don't want to burn the tires up too quick. We want to make the tires last as long as we can through the fuel running and keep him up front at the same time.
When you plan to bring him in for fuel and tires?
Somewhere between lap 28 and 32.
All right, that's the word from the crew chief, the car that's leading the race, Blaze Alexander.
Hey guys, I thought we heard it'd be about 37 if they could stay green, and they're saving fuel right here. Well, let's get back to Steve Burns for a moment.
Hey, Ken, thought the fans at home might want to know about the tire situation here at Pocono. Now, tomorrow on TBS, when you watch the Winston Cup race, you'll see 10, 12 sets of tires mounted up in the pits. ARCA, they try to save money. Most of the teams told us that they'd have about 4 sets of tires. Now, a set of tires is $1,400, so do the math. You're looking at about a $6,000 tire bill.
But the tires are cheaper than putting on a new front clip. Andy Belmont trying to make a lap up here on the inside, number 40. Remember, Belmont is well back in 36th position. Had trouble early. Blue and yellow car on the inside. On the outside is your leader, Alexander. Green is down.
Green is back, and Andy Belmont would love to get down in the corner with Blaze Alexander and get that lap back, but he got a dreadful start on the inside.
You're saying we may get some sprinkles over there in turn 2 right about now. Let's see how these front contenders handle. Second turn as they go to the tunnel turn. Round 1 into Long Pond straightaway.
That's one thing you don't want is water on the racetrack with these race cars. There's no tread on these tires, and if you hit moisture in the corner, it's like your own grease.
Alexander currently running in the lead. He is probably one of the few people here at Pocono that was happy to see David Keith go out so early in the race. He didn't think he could beat Keith necessarily. His plan was just run second, follow him lap after lap, see what happened at the end. Instead, Keith went out early with engine trouble, and here Blaze Alexander leads the race.
Spot on as Blaze Alexander stays right there, and Kimmel holds right in second. Look at that Chevrolet 1-2-3 up in front, buddy.
Boy, and an awful quick shift there as he went by about halfway down the straightaway. Now he's back into third gear, down into turn 1, hugging the bottom of the racetrack. Blaze Alexander, our leader right now, coming out of turn 1 and down Long Pond straightaway. He'll leave it in third gear all the way down this back straightaway. Listen to that engine scream.
Looking back from the leader. That's from Alexander back to Kimmel, who just gave you those great pictures. And, buddy, that description of what he's doing out there as you listen to Alexander's motor. Down the short chute and into turn 3 with the Advanced Auto Parts Chevy of Frank Kimmel.
Kimmel's an interesting story. He had been here so long in Pocono, 13 starts, but never really did anything until a couple of years ago when he got in much better equipment. Since then, he's had a pair of seconds and third to win.
Look at this for 4th and 5th. That's Gerhart there. Hooper ready to challenge. Hooper in that blue and white number 47.
A lot of people remember Lance Hooper from the Busch Grand National Series and Winston Cup. He's dabbled in a little bit. He also was the Southwest Tour Championship driver, and he has a lot of ability, everybody says.
And the Hoopers are a well-known racing name in the southwestern United States.
And he won the final practice yesterday. Hooper in that number 47 car is incredibly quick. He, however, has just one Pocono start before today.
Gerhart 4th, and Hooper in the number 47 in 5th. Hey, we'll take a commercial break right here as we get around to the 19th lap complete, this time by Blaze Alexander out in front.
Tracy Leslie would be a good one to talk about too if we get a chance. We got some B-roll of his girl that works on it. Did I correct that quick enough on winner or leader?
Hardest is moving forward.
That's good. I'd like to
42.
have a good day.
Shaq's back in the pits again. Something wrong with that car. He shouldn't be putting this off.
Yeah, Bob Shad is on pit road.
That car finished second last time here, the 83, with the Hutter kid driving.
Is anybody near 59? Mark's coming along.
What is it?
Is Gibson near anybody on 59? 10th spot?
Who's Mark Gibson?
Yeah. Okay. That's what they're seeing at home on the set. Okay, thank you. Okay. Yep, yep. Yep.
Kevin Ray, they're having a pretty good race behind there. Okay. Walter Raleigh is back there. Raleigh.
And yesterday, Mike Skinner became the 10th different pole winner this year. We'll see him up front tomorrow. We start the 500. We've got one in trouble big time. Number 45, Dave Adcock. And he really shortened that one up.
Turn 3 again.
Adcock has ripped the back off that Mannheim auction Pontiac. One of the 2 Richard Jackson cars in the event. Caution down for the second time.
You see his window net is down. That's to let everybody that comes to the car that he has plenty of, he's okay. That's the way you let the people in the fire trucks and all know you don't have to hurry to you.
And that number 11, Boucher, he's also involved down there on the bottom of turn 3. There's the one that it really looks like it sustained some damage.
Now, Adcock, the driving instructor here at Pocono, I wonder what he'll tell his students about today's event come Monday when he starts teaching class again.
I got wrapped.
Yeah, somebody took the air off my spoiler. I think I got hit in the back. It wasn't my fault.
Stock Car Racing Experience is the group that he teaches for here, and he's just had a very big experience. Alexander, Kimmel, Ray, Gerhardt, the front 4. As we have completed 23, as they come by this time, 24 will be on the board of 80 laps to be run on this 2.5-mile track in this event, which is the overture to tomorrow's Pennsylvania 500. Hope you're going to be with us. We'll start covering activities at 12:35 in the morning. 1:05 is post time for the Winston Cup Stars here at Pocono, and it's always a spectacular day on this race facility. Take a look at the replay of what happened to Adcock.
Keep your eye on this car, the 45, as it goes down into turn 3. The back car there going into the flat turn 3.
On the far right of your screen, Adcock all
right
by
there.
himself.
Right by himself, loses the car, goes up hard into the outside wall, then comes back almost into the racing groove.
That's the problem with so many cameras. You have something like that happen, you just can't blame anybody else. He was all alone.
And Boucher tried to take some avoidance down on the inside, and the 11 car got loose on him and landed down on the grass. He should be able to continue. Big question mark for Richard Jackson's number 45.
That's always good to see him walking to the ambulance, so that's mandatory on major speedways to go and be checked out.
I think we may see the leaders coming onto pit road this time, buddy. We're at lap 23. Let's see what happens with Alexander first, Kimmel second, Ray third.
Pit road is open. They have a flag man at the entrance to pit road, and you can't go in unless he is waving the green flag, which he is.
Our leaders are heading down pit road.
You see Blaze Alexander, the leader, Frank Kimmel in second, and Kevin Ray, youngest driver on the field at 21. So we'll have 3 of them in here. We'll show you the front 3 as all of them pull on to pit road for a fuel stop. There you see at the top Blaze Alexander, Kimmel, and young Kevin Ray on the bottom of your screen.
They're going to change all 4 tires on the 46. You see the jackman over there right now. 1 pump, 2 pumps on the jack is up.
Going all the way around on the 79, youngster Ray.
Frank Kimmel's on the move already in the 46 car in the middle frame there.
Kimmel coming out after changing 2. Did he go all the way?
He got all 4.
He did get all 4.
Yep.
Kimmel out with all 4, and the quickest by far. They come back out and hold their position as they cross the line here and come back on the track. But out of all of that, look at Gerhardt. Bobby Gerhardt in the number 5, who was 5th when they came on pit road, had a phenomenal stop just behind this trio.
I hope that wasn't anything serious. As the 97 there, Blaze Alexander was going back onto the racetrack. I noticed a little bit of smoke.
STP pit roundup after this rash of pit stops, and here's Mike Hogwood.
Well, everything's gone great for Blaze Alexander today except for that pit stop. They came in, all they were going to do is change 4 tires and give it some gas and go, but they could not get the jack up on the left side of the car. A very slow pit stop for Blaze Alexander.
We've got a tire loose out here. Oh, and it came off the number 42. That's Pardus, isn't it?
Yeah, he had been running very well. Danny Pardus, apparently they failed to get the lug nuts tight on that car. He's lost a left rear.
That's a hard way to lose it. Embarrassing, too.
Yeah, he'd been in 9th spot.
That happens many times, though, when you're in a hurry and they drop the jack and the guy takes off when they drop the jack.
Happens
it does not
to the
mean
best.
it's over with.
Happens to the best. Remember David Pearson at Martinsville for the Wood Brothers. That does happen fairly frequently. Pardus. Oh, that's a hard one. He'd been running so well. Had been up in 9th position, Dan Pardus. So, we'll take a commercial break and be back with you here at Pocono, Pennsylvania. It's the ARCA Pepsi 200.
'77's pushing.
Yeah.
They're done. That is Howard Rose.
Did Cicchetti pit or not?
He did not
He has
pit.
not yet pitted today.
And Shelmerdine has not pitted, has
Yes,
he?
he has. Shelmerdine
Yeah,
has
he
pitted
came
earlier.
in early.
Oh, he
Shelmerdine
has?
was in on lap 12, and he came in again. At least lap 12, he came in again later. 12 for sure. I don't have him down later, but he was in on 12.
Norm Benning's in, 84 now.
Okay.
Did you hear me? 84.
He had fallen
Norm
back to what,
Benning's in now.
31st? 31st, and then he came back to 20th or so. 18th, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay, Ben, I read that card as that started, and I must have been ahead of it, right?
It's just not working.
That was on the previous card. Thank you. Okay.
Oh my. Nope.
Okay.
No, I'm not. She's still trying to make it work here. That's a very nice piece to have, too. I just went ahead and talked about what he was doing and described him on the entrance to 3.
Did you see which tire Dan dropped off?
Left rear. Left rear.
Left rear.
Yeah.
Are you sure Cicchetti has not pitted? I don't have him down either. We need to be sure because this...
4's retiring. David Boggs is out.
Yeah.
Boy, a bunch of them. Riley is out. Have it in hand. Yes. "26 laps, 65 of 200 miles have been completed here. Coming up tonight at 7 p.m. on the Superstation, it's the Atlanta Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies. John Smoltz takes the mound for the Braves. Chad O'Jay goes for the Phillies this evening. That's on the Superstation at 7 tonight. After the pit stops, a major change. Mike Cicchetti has found himself first spot. He was the guy that was quickest here for a couple of years in ARCA racing at Pocono. He did not pit, did he?
No, sure did not.
Automobile Racing Club of America is nearly as old as NASCAR and has produced some of today's top driving talent and had its share of great moments and personalities.
A close friendship with NASCAR founder Bill France Sr. led John Markham to start a Midwest Stock Car Series in 1953. The series' winningest driver with 79 victories was Iggy Katona. Wheeling the number 30, Katona finished in the top 10 in points every year from 1953 to 70. He won 6 championships. The name changed to the Auto Racing Club of America, ARCA, and in 1964 it expanded from its Mid-American home base. Daytona and Talladega ARCA races attracted bigger names. Benny Parsons won championships in 1968 and 69. In 1979, Kyle Petty won Daytona's ARCA 200 in a huge upset. The big win happened in the first race of any kind Petty drove. A young Davey Allison was an ARCA star, winning 8 times, displaying skills that led to NASCAR's bright spotlight. Ernie Irvin, winning in the green car, was one of ARCA's many heroes. Ken Schrader, Darrell Waltrip, Jeremy Mayfield, Dick Trickle, and Kenny Irwin are all ARCA winners. Just last year, Adam Petty, on the right, at age 18, won his first superspeedway race. Like Dad's first win, it was an ARCA victory. 3 generations of Pettys, winning stock car drivers all, celebrated in Charlotte's Victory Lane. ARCA, its racing history, its drama, and its family.
John Markham was some kind of guy. He used to have a big dinner. It was a barbecue, actually, hamburgers down at Daytona. Gave everybody that came $silver. Wonderful man. Well, we have Frank Cicchetti up in front, and Kurt Shelmerdine finds himself in second place in this spin-off of the action that's happened on the track. And there's Kimmel in the number 46 back out. And Steve Burns can tell us the story on this car right now.
Well, Ken, the 46 of Frank Kimmel was running second before that round of pit stops. The crew has been down here checking on the tires. This is a gauge, a depth gauge, that shows how much wear the tires are. They look good on the number 46 of Frank Kimmel. They also took just a little piece of tape off the front grille. It was running a little bit hot.
Puts him back to 12th spot. as he gets ready on this restart. And he'll be just in front of the guy who dominated the first portion of the race, Blaze Alexander, who will be in 13th when they get ready to go. So they're still in lockstep. Kimmel and Alexander, but for the moment it will be Kimmel one spot up on Blaze when we go back to green. Now again, take a look inside of Kimmel's number 46, the advanced car, as he gets ready for this go. And Chetty did not pit. Got him out in front. Shelmerdine, what a day he's had.
He has pitted before, however.
Second place.
Yep, Shelmerdine pitted on lap 12, lap 13. Woodland, who is in third spot, has also pitted already, so they could be able to get a little bit further along in this event. And everybody's eyes are still at the sky. We have an overcast sky here today. Some blue poking through. There was a question as to whether we were going to get the whole thing in. Lap 41 is a race complete. And so they all wanted to be sure that they could get at least that far.
Now Andy Belmont, you see him down, tucked on the bottom of the track in the number 40. He is a lap down and trying to get back, and he may have a shot here. Had a bad restart on the first caution. Let's see what he can do this time. To pull up through, get himself some room to run around that number 17 of Cacchetti and also get up on Shelmerdine. Not going to happen there.
Pretty tough to get your lap back here in Pocono.
Talking about Kirk Shelmerdine in the 3 running the second right there. They say he gets the best gas mileage of anybody out there, and I wonder where he got that talent from. He was the crew chief on Dale Earnhardt's championship efforts 4 years, and he really knows how to work on these race cars himself.
Venturini made a big move. You saw him in that 25 down on the inside, just scooting by 4 cars, Permatex car. Let's go down to Randy Pemberton.
Well, after years of being in the NASCAR Winston Cup garage area, Kirk Shelmerdine has established a lot of friends, and it's so today. Look at his crew in here. He's got guys from Jeremy Mayfield's team. He's got guys from Wally Dallenbach's team, as well as Jimmy Spencer, Ernie Irvin. Guys from the Winston Cup garage area helping Kirk Shelmerdine try to win this race here this afternoon. They're calling themselves the real Rainbow Warriors.
Well, if he wins the race here this afternoon, it's going to be quite an upset. The truck driver missed directions and wound up in Ohio instead of Pennsylvania. The truck driver bringing the race team here is Shelmerdine on the inside looking for the lead. Shelmerdine missed virtually the whole first day of practice. Look at this. He's taken over first spot.
Yeah, he took the inside down Long Pond straightaway. He moved by Cicchetti as they go through the short chute. I tell you, Shelmerdine looks like he has a good motor in that car. Missed a lot of practice yesterday. As they said, the car was not here. It was going to another racetrack. They got confused about where they had to go this week.
Well, they're back and looking really good right now, leading in this ARCA Pepsi 200. Take a look at that interval back through the field. Jimmy Kitchen's having a good day. He's beginning to make himself known up on that leaderboard. Trying to see what he does before it's over.
Well, he has a lot of help in the garage area. Red Farmer goes with Jimmy Kitchens at just about all the races that he runs in ARCA. And anybody knows Red Farmer knows he's probably the winningest race car driver in the Southeast.
3 wide.
There's Alexander getting sorted out further back in the field.
He's all the way back in the 13th position right now after having led early before those pit stops. So he's got a bunch of cars to pass before he'll be a contender again this afternoon.
Look at Kevin Ray there in that 79. Kevin in 10th position at the present time, closing on Weber in the 24.
Gear lever going back and forth in that car as he heads into turn 3, right down on the rumple strips on the left side there, the white part of the racetrack. Car will drift out, coming out right against the wall and down the longest straightaway in NASCAR.
Got some running to do. He's got to clear out a bunch of cars to get up there and attack. He's got Ray right in front of him at the present time. Ray in the 79, that black, yellow-green kind of number. I guess you call that line.
Yeah, Rich Woodland on the high side.
Yeah, and Woodland is racing in position. He's showing 8. Number 85, the white red numeral car on the outside.
Kevin Ray making a move in the 79 down towards the tunnel turn, makes the pass there. This kid's only 21 years old and a wealth of knowledge about driving.
He's about to get blown in the weeds by Alexander. Blaze Alexander really coming on. Bob Schatz, number 75.
Shack's had a bad day today in that 75. Many trips into the pit area, running well off the pace.
Got used as a pick that time by Woodland. Was able to stay out in front of Alexander coming off that car. Using that tunnel turn, so narrow. Got to be just right there. Good timing for Woodland. 79 is Ray. 97 is Alexander. Ray up to 8, closing on Kitchens in 7. Drawing Alexander with it.
Jimmy Kitchens raced earlier this year for Bobby Allison in Busch Grand National. I'd love to see him have a great run. Blaze Alexander on a mission right now, down in the tunnel turn.
And the number 85 of Rich Woodland has to settle back a spot. Now take a look at this. Lance Hooper mixing it up. 1, 2, and 3 right here at the 3rd turn. Lance Hooper settles it down on the inside, pulls up and goes after the leader, Kurt Shelmerdine. Coming around to complete lap 33. Shelmerdine, the black car down on the inside, and the number 47 of Hooper comes after him.
Hooper's got a great car. Richard Jackson has a lot to do with this car, and I'll tell you, you can tell it. They've always had great motors, the Jackson brothers have.
Well, they should have. What Hooper's real full-time job isn't as a race car driver right now. It is as an engine builder for this same team. So he better have plenty of power under the hood. There's the shift.
Now you could see he's shifting even on the short chute and back in the tunnel turn. A lot of people are doing that. That means he's shifting 4 times around this racetrack.
Got a King Kong of a motor here, pulling up 1,700-foot short straightaway into that flat turn number 3. Let's see if he can deal with Shelmerdine. Everything counts on getting good position off this 3rd turn.
Going right out against the wall. You'll hear the motor really screaming right along there, and he'll jerk it back into high gear about that point on the racetrack.
Shelmerdine using up an awful lot of racetrack. He's running high, low. He's really trying to prevent Hooper from getting a beat on him anywhere. And he slip back to 3rd spot in the red car. Just saw him in the corner of your screen there a moment ago.
Take a look at this. Outside, coming off the high bank of turn 1, and into the lead goes Lance Hooper, number 47.
Now that's hero material, but he didn't get it done yet. Kurt Shelmerdine fights back as they go towards the tunnel turn.
I don't believe it.
Oh, easy.
He's hanging it out there. Oh, my heart, right through the tunnel turn. Last moment, pulls back just a little, or he'd have pulled the side off the car in that concrete. Back into turn 3, and Shelmerdine still leading. We've got ourselves a real dogfight for first spot. Shelmerdine versus Hooper. Sort of east versus west here. Hooper out of the southwest. Big NASCAR star there. Shelmerdine from the eastern United States, trying to make a name in ARCA after being a great crew chief for Dale Earnhardt for years.
Frank Kimmel there in the orange-looking car as they head down in the corner. He's already moved back through the field again.
Yeah, Tracy Leslie's up there on the outside in the 23. Here comes Kimmel right after him.
Side by side again.
Oh!
Go. Little
Thank you
contact
very
there.
much.
Kurt Shelmerdine said, I believe I want that spot.
I believe he wants it a lot to do that kind of a stunt.
Chrome horn. Baker's chrome horn being honked there.
I didn't invent that move, believe me.
No, but you used it a lot, didn't you?
Lance Hooper is so much quicker down in turn 1 right now. He's making all the moves he makes on the outside of the racetrack. That's very hard to do here. But look, as they fight back and forth for the lead, the back group there is moving in. Tracy Leslie in 3rd there, and Kimmel, they just eating the leaders up.
It's getting crowded up front right now as Kurt Shelmerdine is doing his best to hold back the angry pack.
Bobby Gerhart lies 5th at number 5. Here comes Hooper up on the outside. Shelmerdine to the bottom. You ding somebody like that, does that get your attention in the race car, buddy?
Well, you just have to recompose and go after it and drive your own race.
Cicchetti in the pits.
The number 17, which was running right up there at that outset after the caution. Cicchetti now on pit road. Winner's circle car coming to a halt.
There's Partis. He had lost the left rear tire, and you can see the damage back there in that number 42 car.
I want to see that guy get a good run someday. Nice fella. Here's Shelmerdine and Hooper still fighting it out, and for the moment, Lance Hooper has the advantage. and it's about 2 car lengths. And that's the biggest advantage anybody's had, 10 or 12 laps. Take a look at this as we go to commercial. That's Shelmerdine on the inside. Hello, just want you to know I'm here. Back in a moment.
I guess if you don't have a horn.
Huh?
I guess if you don't have a
You
horn.
know what?
That's right.
Yeah. You know what he went after, don't you? Valve stem.
Think so?
I know.
I
so.
bet you're right.
Exactly.
I bet you're right. The way he laid that fender in there.
Yeah.
Can we see that again?
No, don't
Oh, you
do
got to
that.
do it. Oh, come on.
He was just trying to get the valve stem down. Hello. Just wait till tomorrow.
I wonder if Cicchetti
We'll
ran
be
out of
buckling
fuel.
I see something. Yay! We have it. We have it. Let me try it one time before we come. Yes, we have it back.
Shelmerdine dropping way back now.
Yeah. Well, he had a chance to just stand for a second. Now.
Gerhardt's going to win this race.
Who?
Bobby Gerhardt.
Really?
How much you want to bet? Hit leather.
$1.
Hit leather.
I don't know.
See this?
That's too
Oh,
bad.
that's
the T&L motor.
Billy Venturini.
He had been falling back. Yeah, we just give him 5 or 6 seconds. I mean, that's for about 5 seconds.
Oh yeah.
You want 97. He's up on 3 now. The 97 is coming like a hawk. In turn 1, 97 and 3.
What we gonna do, Billy? Huh?
Who's coming up from the back? What do you got going?
How much stuff you got? I got a little bit on him.
What, on Venturini?
No. I was gonna see if he's gonna do a lot. If he is, I'll let him do it.
Just like 5 seconds.
We need to update Cicchetti. He's back in the pits again. He has been the leader. We don't know what's wrong.
Okay. After 39 of 80 laps in the ARCA Pepsi 200, Lance Hooper has put himself into first place. Frank Kimmel drawn up into second. Tracy Leslie motoring to third. Bill Venturini is out of motor. He's been slowing the last couple of laps as we come to halfway on the racetrack. 40 down and 40 to go on this 2.5-mile track. Under pressure. You're watching Shelmerdine, and a lot of pressure being exerted as the pole sitter, Blaise Alexander, squares off here and tries to move up a notch.
Kirk holding the lower line down the Long Pond straightaway. Blaise Alexander does not seem to be quite as quick as he was in the early part of the race. But coming up through the crowd like he's had to do, you have to use a lot of patience.
You wonder about Kirk Shelmerdine driving this black number 3 car. He won 44 times as crew chief for Dale Earnhardt, 4 championships. Crew chiefs in Winston Cup make $500,000 a year and on up. Instead, Shelmerdine would rather drive a race car and make just a few dollars.
Yeah, he had 16 years as a Winston Cup mechanic, crew chief in that role. Really wanted to race. Take a look at who's moved up the most, buddy, thus far in this race.
Wow.
Christian Elder from 27th, currently 15th on the show. Mike Swain, 23rd up to 12th.
How about Kimmel there? 12th to 2nd. Kevin Ray dropped back to 18th, now all the way up to 8th.
They see more out of him before this day is over. Good struggle continues. Alexander chasing Shelmerdine, and just behind him, the point leader, Bill Baird, oldest driver on the field in the number 52. So you're watching right here, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and you're in the middle of the sandwich.
Kirk's trying to cut him off as they head to turn 3. He's taking a lot of racetrack there. Drives it much deeper in the corner than Alexander. Just behind him, the points leader, Baird, is moving in 52.
Randy Pemberton can tell us more.
Mike Cicchetti has parked his car. I guess you broke your engine. What happened?
We were running real good. All of a sudden, things started skipping after about 4th lap after that restart. I hate it for the guys. We worked real hard. It's a brand new car. One we got from Penske, and I just gotta, thank them for all their help. And
you know, I hated it. It must be a broken rock arm or something, but we're pleased that we ran up front. Consider where we started. You know, we're going to be grateful for all the help we've got from the Winner's Circle and Blade Sportswear. They've been tremendous, and we've got some big things happening for next year. I'll be able to tell you about soon.
Okay, Mike Chiacchetti still looking for his first win on the ARCA Series. Now to Steve Burns.
Randy, Billy Venturini, young man, has just climbed from his race car as well. Billy, what put you out today?
Broke the motor. We've had some bum luck the last 3 races, breaking motors the last 3 races. Had good race cars, unfortunately. We just, you know, got to be around at the end, have good finishes.
Son of the former ARCA champion, Bill Venturini, guys.
Bill Baird just put a move on Blaze Alexander at the tunnel turn that's picked him up a spot, and that was an oh my heart kind of move.
Yeah, it was, and he actually made a little bit of contact there, but nothing to really get that concerned about. But he did put a little sheet metal on him. Bill Baird in the 52 there, just behind the 3 of Kurt Shermadine as they head down Long Pond straightaway. Baird turned it up another notch now.
Remember what we just have been hearing. Engines, engines, engines. This place is incredibly tough on engines. They wind them up down this long front straightaway, and it's really tough on the valve trains. In 1997 in this race, believe it or not, 10 of the field dropped out with blown engines. Battle, we've seen a bunch today.
Battle for 4th right here. Let's see if the engines are going to hold up for Shelverdine and 49-year-old turning 50 this coming Monday. Bill Baird, 3-time winner this year on the ARCA circuit, leads in points. Here you see coming down the main straightaway, Baird on the number 52, challenging, going after Shelverdine. The fight is on as they go into turn number 1. Not this time. Shelverdine shuts him down.
They're picking up the throttle on the bottom part of the racetrack. We see a car in trouble here.
That's Chuck Weber's number 24. It's come off the pace. Look at this battle. Blaze Alexander back on the outside, trying to overhaul both of them.
Blaze Alexander, 97, just a second ago. Bill Baird pushed him out of the way, but now you can see Blaze Alexander fighting back here as Bill Baird looks over the back quarter panels there.
All of this for 4th, 5th, and 6th as Hooper stays first. Kimmel 2nd. Tracy Leslie is running in 3rd, and now down the inside goes Alexander, and right with him comes Bill Baird. The 97 is pulling up into 4th. Mike Hogwood can add more.
A few laps ago, Blaze Alexander tried to get by Kurt Shelverdine. He got really loose, got back out of the throttle, and it's almost like he had to regroup and get himself ready emotionally to make this charge again. But when he did, the 97 is flying.
Really coming on. Buddy, you think Kevin Ray's going to be a player in this deal?
I do indeed. He's moving in just behind Bill Baird back there. He's sitting there and moving himself right on up there. As Bill Baird makes a move, the kid is moving up with him.
Weber in the 24. Going to be a short day for him. Just barely idling in.
And he had not pitted on that last round of pit stops.
Hooper stays first, Kimmel 2nd, Leslie 3rd. Here's your leader, Lance Hooper. 80 laps the distance, 200 miles to be run. And Lance Hooper has put on some kind of show, as has Kimmel. I think it's one of the best ARCA races we've seen.
It is, but Kimmel is closing in. This thing is going to get a whole lot better up front. We haven't seen Bill Baird lead this race so far today. He's led more laps than anybody else so far. On board with Hooper.
You can see him looking in the mirror. He's realized that they're moving in on him just a little bit. This is a headrest right here. You can see him going through the corners, using that to stabilize his helmet as he goes through the corner, putting a lot of pressure on that thing.
And this is the only super speedway in America where you'll see them shift the race cars during the event itself. These straightaways are so long, if you don't do that, you either have to breathe the engine or you're going to blow it up.
Best ARCA finish this year for that number 47, 8th. On the 1.5 miles at Charlotte, North Carolina. Lance Hooper has got this Richard Jackson car flying. Lucas Oil Pontiac now leading.
Nice gear change. You didn't hear the motor barely change sounds as he jerked it back into high gear. Now back up into 3rd, hard down into the corner on the outside groove, trying to get by a lap car there.
Those Winston West drivers, they seem to always do well in a course that's like a road course. I don't know if it goes all the way back to Riverside or not, but you think about Chuck Bound and all those kids that came out of there. Look at the job Hooper is doing.
Well, they got Portland too, another road course, and they do run there as well.
1996 Winston West NASCAR champion Lance Hooper from Palmdale, California is out in front with 47 of 80 complete.
Somebody's
Up 81. 81. 81. Jerry Hill.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I used
He
it
was
just a second
17.
ago. I used it on the headrest piece. You didn't see it? I'm glad to have that.
I've been 17.
Jerry Hill, no caution, and they're hard at it.
Yes. I have it in hand.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah?
Good. That'll shake things up good. Kimmel is eating him up. That's what he was looking at in the mirror. He's down to about 3 seconds now, or less. It's not even that much, is it?
Well, they've all got at least one more stop to make on those adjustments.
Jerry Hill, Land O'Lakes. Hey, Bill. Not too good for TNL, huh? What are you guys running? Well, I mean, that's 6 motors this year.
Yep.
Deep pockets. I think I made some money today.
For all the news in sports and much, much more, log on to cnnsi.com, the ultimate address in sports. Taking a look back up front in this ARCA Pepsi 200 on the 2.5 mile Pocono, Pennsylvania track, where tomorrow the Winston Cup Stars get at it for 500 miles, 26th annual. First and second right there on the outside. That number 47 coming at you is Lance Hooper, and Kimmel right there in second spot.
Yeah, it was seconds apart. Now it's down to car lengths as Frank Kimmel moves in. He's less than a car length behind our race leader, Lance Hooper, as they head into turn 1.
Jerry Hill, who had been running 17th on pit road and being pushed back into the garage area with the Land O'Lakes Chevy.
Hood was up on that car, obviously more engine trouble.
Tracy Leslie stays third. Quietly running along, having a very good day, out of trouble, just waiting on these 2 leaders. The squabble is between Mike Alexander, Bill Baird, Kevin Rabe getting into it, and Shelmerdine. That would be 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th spot.
We're going to have one more pit stop at least today for all these teams, and they'll have a chance to adjust the cars and shake up the order a little bit. See if they can make the car a little bit faster. Contend at the end for the win.
What's the prediction on when they'll be in?
Next caution flag for sure.
Oh, boy.
And if not, that's really sticking
We're
it out there.
getting very close now. I'd say within 5, 6 more laps, they'll have to start thinking about it. So if it's green flag, the guys with the better pit crews get a tremendous advantage. Under a caution, it really does not matter that much how fast they work in the pit. But under green, it does.
There's the front 2. Leslie staying third. And Mike Alexander's number 97 is in 4th. With more on the story, here's Mike Hogwood.
Dick Bergen was talking about the adjustments. They planned the adjustments on the 97 car. This is a tank of air. Here's the hose, just like you would have at your service station. Now they're going to adjust the car. They've taken a pound of air pressure out of the left rear. Blaze says the car is a little bit too loose, and so in order to tighten him up, they're going to adjust the air pressure in the tires, and they hope that works, and they'll put him up front.
Blaze Alexander. Did I say Mike Alexander? Boy, I wish he was still racing.
Okay, what he was talking about there is dropped a pound of air pressure. That's equivalent to 50 pounds of weight to the left rear. It makes it get better grip, push the front end, and it tightens the car up where it does not hang the back of the car out.
Blaze Alexander in 4th place, and you can see the handful right there, buddy.
You can see him shifting there. He's got his hands full right now because he's got a mirror full of Frank Kimmel there, the second car in frame.
Now there are the 2 leaders. You see Hooper in 1st, and right behind him comes Frank Kimmel. And as you fade back, that's the short chute they're running into that very flat 3rd turn. Tracy Leslie has some making up to do to get there. Almost 5 seconds now back to the 3rd place automobile on the field. That's how much these 2 leaders have pulled away. They say that Hooper will be coming in very shortly. Your leader, Randy Pemberton, can tell us more.
Well, it'll be at least 2 laps before Lance Hooper hits pit road. They are discussing exactly what they want to do here. They have told me so far they've only taken on right side tires. Yesterday in practice, Lance said there was no tire wear whatsoever. What they plan to do is come in when they can make it on 1 full fuel stop to go the distance. So as soon as they get to that point, they'll bring them down pit road. They will not change tires at all, is what they're thinking here in the Lance Hooper pit. But we'll see when he comes in about a lap and a half.
That's always been the Achilles heel for ARCA, those pit stops, and boy, have they been working on them.
Yeah, and the leaders right now are dealing with lap traffic. You see Andy Belmont in the blue car there being lapped over again. That's a couple of laps he's behind right now.
Jimmy Kitchens, running 13th, has just brought his car in, the number 67. Speed limit on pit road, 55 miles per hour.
Here comes Hooper.
Leader heading for pit road right now.
Randy Pemberton waiting on the leader. Kimmel goes into 1st place as Hooper settles it down, brings it in, comes to a perfect stop.
55-mile-an-hour speed limit if you wonder why they come in that slow.
Randy?
They only need a nice smooth stop here. They have decided to go ahead and take right side tires. You see the wedge wrench in on the right side rear of the car. They're going to go ahead and make an adjustment. Make sure they absolutely get this car filled. I see that, oh, they got the wedge wrench stuck. It is stuck. Terrible break for Lance Hooper. He will have to come back down pit road. 16.9, but it doesn't matter. He will have to hit the pits again. That blew that strategy.
That's a heartbreaker for Hooper.
What he's talking about is this weight wrench right there on the right rear corner of the windshield that's left in the car, and NASCAR or ARCA will bring them in and make them pull it out. Right there it is. You see it sticking up.
It's going to cost him this race. He has to come back in. Now Frank Kimmel's getting ready for his pit stop. Frank Kimmel in the 46.
That's Wayne Likas on pit road right now. Tell you what, it's a whole lot easier to lose one of these things than it is to win it. You can see that wrench sticking right out there. If the crew had only pulled that wrench out, he may well have had a chance to win the race. Without it, he's going to have to pit again and remove it.
And the reason they would black flag it, even though it looks pretty secure there, that top part there is an adjustable wrench, and if it gets on the racetrack, it could puncture a tire.
Pretty easily. So he's headed back for pit road. Kimmel 1st, Leslie 2nd, Alexander 3rd, Bill Baird to 4th. Kevin Ray is now 5th, and Shelmerdine dropping back to 6th. Bobby Gerhart in 7th. Yellow is out. There is a caution on the speedway.
Boy, was that a break for Lance Hooper. He can come back in and remove that wrench now.
And he's already had his service, so his pit stop will be really quick.
Talk about getting an advantage back after looking like you were at the bottom of the pit. It just happened to Lance Hooper in that Richard Jackson number 47.
Yeah, because when they give you the black flag from the flag stand there, you have 4 laps to come in.
There's your leader. That's Kimmel out in front with the 46. Belmont just in front, still trying to make up that lap. And let's get to Steve Byrne.
Ken, this caution came out just a few laps prior to when Frank Kimmel was going to pit, so this should be inside their fuel window. They should be good to the end. Talked to his brother, the crew chief, Bill Kimmel. Bill says they'll make very minor adjustments, an air pressure adjustment. Otherwise, change 4 tires and be set to go the rest of the way.
For debris on the speedway, third caution of the day in this ARCA Pepsi 200 from Pocono, Pennsylvania on TBS. Tomorrow, it's the Pennsylvania 500. We'll be with you at 12:35. Post time is 1:05. A lot of great pre-race stories to be told. Hope you'll be with us. Pit road still closed, and Hooper will get an opportunity to come in here with everybody else and get themselves on pit road.
What a lucky break that was for him. Had that caution flag not have occurred, Hooper certainly would have been in serious trouble for this event, but he can come in, make a quick stop, they pull the wrench out, and he's all set.
Kimmel first, Leslie second, Alexander third, Baird in fourth. Pit stops upcoming here at Pocono.
Anybody see the debris on the racetrack?
Nope.
Well, he's got all the stuff on down
Here comes Lance Hooper in the pits right now, guys.
Yeah, and the pits are closed. Buddy, the pits are closed.
Oh, my. Well, he had to come back in. There was no chance.
Yeah, that was his third time by. He did have to come back.
Yeah. So that'll just...
That's him.
He'll go.
They're going to put left sides on. They might as well. He's got to go to the back of the longest line.
That's...
Now it's up.
Tail end, the length, longest line didn't hurt him that much.
Not at all.
Because he got left side tires. I would
That's
take
right.
that. That would be something good for the pits to... I don't think so. He's leading the race just a while ago.
How many lead car laps? We got 12. Is that right? Is that all? 12?
No, he'll get to move right up then.
Yep, and they'll all pit.
They'll double file up.
That's
yeah.
the critical thing now.
That's a good... Because now they'll make a pit stop and he'll be in front again. Oh, what a great thing now.
Well, he's still going to have to go to the tail end of the longest line.
Yeah, tail end, because he got
that's
on
right.
the green.
That's right. Yep. You're right.
Gee whiz.
What? So what? He's got brand new stuff.
No, I'm picking on you.
Yeah, well. You don't want to start that with me, I don't think.
Back with you once again at Pocono. We are under caution. This should be the lap where they pull in for pit stops. And this will take them home for sure. 12 cars in the lead lap. 58 laps have been completed as they head for pit road. 145 miles, just 55 miles left to go. Steve Burns waiting on your leader, Frank Kimmel. Eases it in. The advanced auto parts car. He's had such a great run today. And he's there. Here's Steve.
Again, Frank Kimmel comes to the attention of the crew. His brother, Bill Kimmel, is the crew chief. They have Jack on the left front. He overshot his pits. They had to move him back, Ken. That's going to cost them time down here. They had to move him back so that he wouldn't cause a violation down here. We have the stopwatch on the number 46 of Frank Kimmel. They're still on the right side of the car. This is going to be an extremely long pit stop for Frank Kimmel. This is going to cost him positions on the racetrack. We're upwards of 29 seconds. Over 30 seconds now. The left side tires are finally on. 34 seconds for Frank Kimmel.
That's costly. Track position. Look at those 12 cars in that lead lap. You got to do a lot of digging here in these last few miles to make up for that pit stop.
The lead lap cars were the only ones allowed to pit on the first time around. Next time around, everybody else can pit.
Now there's a dozen Take another look here, buddy.
Frank Kimmel coming in. See him coming down. Oh, yeah, he just overshot this line right here. And now they have to push it back. Now ARCA's right in front there telling them that they're out of the box.
And there's no penalty so long as you push the car back before you do the service. But if they'd done the service without pushing the car back, they would have been penalized.
Boy, I tell you, I got to work on that ARCA. I've done so many NASCAR things.
Well, the other thing of it is these cars look so much like the Winston Cup cars, and indeed many of them have been Winston Cup cars. When they're built brand new for ARCA, they're built just the way Winston Cup cars are built.
Well, they are just like Winston Cup cars, except for cubic inch dollars. I mean, it's like having a bat and a glove, except you raise it to such a great level in that Winston Cup racing. That's the top of the line.
Let me make it a lot easier than that. Half of the field there, they are Winston Cup cars that are purchased for ARCA.
Used equipment, used car race. No, not exactly. They put a lot of work in these cars.
Oh, absolutely.
And this series, as Dick Berggren pointed out to you earlier, running on dirt, running on very short tracks, and running super speedways, has a lot to say for itself. Let's go back to the pits for a moment.
Well, we'll document what Lance Hooper did. You remember the wedge wrench stuck in that car. They did come down pit road when that caution came out. Unfortunately, they came down pit road while the pits were closed. So they got the wedge wrench out. They went ahead and changed left side tires while they were here. Unfortunately, right now, they will now have to go to the tail end of the longest line for the restart. One other unfortunate incident is the fact that they thought that they were told to come to pit road. It was a miscommunication, and the ARCA officials said they absolutely could have waited, so he would have been right in the mix, but he's going to start at the tail end of the longest line.
We thought he'd run those 3 laps out, and so I had to go back to the tail end of the longest line. And of course, that will be the cars that are a lap down.
He's still okay. He has new left side tires. They got the wrench out right here. He's back in the battle. He had an awfully good car, and he moved up through the field one time. He probably can do it again.
Absolutely. He's still got a shot at this thing.
50 miles to go right now. 50 remaining. It's going to be fun to see what Lance Hooper can do in the final moments of this ARCA Pepsi 200 at Pocono.
I can tell you one thing. You never got by with that Winston Cup.
No, sir.
That wrench would have absolutely got you a black flag before you'd have got your eyes shut.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
There he is.
We've got him up here in the booth. Okay. Which is that Walter Ryan? Yep. That's great.
Oh. Kimmel. Cicchetti. Shermadine. I knew it.
Cicchetti.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know. I'm saying.
Yeah. Boom. Tried to get that.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Well, you have to realize.
On the right side rear of the car, they're going to go ahead and make an adjustment. Make sure they absolutely get this car filled.
One lap they're going to be racing. We going to do this highlight package first? Okay. Nice highlight package. Thank you.
Guys, realize that Hooper had no jack under that car, okay? So he took off what he was told to take off.
Yeah. Who? Hooper.
Okay.
Coming up.
Well, is this Finley first? Is that correct?
Yeah.
We need to really establish this field coming back. Coming up next, it's NASCAR 99, Road to the Championship. Watch the superstars of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing make their final adjustments for tomorrow's running of the 26th annual Pennsylvania 500. We've still got a lot of exciting laps to go in this ARCA Pepsi 200 today. And as we get ready on a restart on the shakeout, after everybody's been in under caution, Jeff Findlay now finds himself with his number 83 Chevrolet up on the point. Qualified 16th for today's race. Blaze Alexander right there in second spot. Getting ready on that restart.
Findlay's a good one. He's finished as high as 4th here at Pocono, driving a car that Matt Hutter drove here in June, finished 2nd in.
And also had a little help from David Ift, a great crew chief, when they were up here running.
Darrell Lanigan back there, number 46. He will be in that 3rd position. Lance Hooper in the 29 car is in 3rd. Lanigan. And then it's the number 47 of Hooper. Lanigan in the 29 as they come down to the restart. Showing 12 cars in the lead lap. Remember, with 10 laps to go in ARCA, cars do not race back to the yellow. Except in the final.
Finley got a great jump there.
Yeah, I got a great jump. 4 fine car lengths. There's the number 97, Alexander. He just joined us. He's set on the pole with a new event record, over 164 miles an hour. And he goes chasing Findlay. But here's your Napa leaderboard. We're down into the final moments of this one. 18 laps to go. Shelmerdine back there having a very good run. 7th spot to work his way up through.
Riding with Blaze Alexander in your second place car as they head down into turn 3. Looking Findlay over, taking a little tighter line as they go through the corner. Findlay's car a little bit loose in that area there. The back of the car jumping around just a little bit as they head down the longest straightaway that they'll see all year long.
And because it is so long, you want to be letter perfect when you come off that very flat 3rd turn. Back they come to the 14-degree banking of turn number 1.
Blaze Alexander can tuck his nose up underneath the back end of Findlay.
Oh,
Get it loose, just like that. That's exactly the way to gain position here at Pocono. Get right on a guy's back bumper, loosen up the tail end of the car, and boom, you're gone.
And the reason that works, you push a wall of air up under the car, and it actually lifts the car up, makes it light in the back.
It's going to bring Bill Baird along up to 2nd spot. Let's go to Mike Hogwood.
When they came in for the pit stops, the talk was on the radio. Guys, let's make it perfect. No mistakes. And that's just the kind of pit stop they had. We talked about the air pressure adjustment. Back on the track, crew chief Dave Liner has just told his driver, Blaze Alexander, buddy, this is your race to win. Go get it.
Yeah, well, Kimmel's right here, too. He's ready to go for it.
You know what? Anybody in the top 10 right now, they're telling them to go up there and get it.
Anybody in the top 20, they're telling them to go get it because it's showtime. We've got 64 down, just 17 laps to go in this event.
3rd, 4th, right there. And then you see 5th down to the bottom of the racetrack. Findlay holding on to that 3rd spot, trying to make it stick.
Just at the back of that group, I can see Lance Hooper fighting his way back up towards the front. I'm sure we'll see him before the end of the race, working his way back towards the front group here.
Look at Alexander, just trying to pull away from Kimmel. 1st and 2nd.
He's only got a 1-second lead on Kimmel, though. He's had that before, and Kimmel has closed it.
Here comes that struggle for 3rd spot. Findlay and Baird at it. Findlay in the yellow car, coming at you at about 190 miles per hour.
You can see a car jump way over to the right-hand side of your screen there. That's Lance Hooper coming right down. Now he blends back into traffic.
All the way from the back of the...
We have trouble on the front straightaway.
Crash coming out of turn number 3. They do not race back to the flag except in the last 10 laps.
Rick Skinner's involved in that.
There's that 11 car, and for the 2nd time today, it's involved. Stovshaw has racked his car up. 4th caution of the day.
It's Rick Skinner with a bent up front end.
And you can see that on the top of the race car right there, he's been around backwards because he employed the roof flaps there.
We'll take a commercial break, get ready for the finish of this one. A little time to clear up the track. 2 cars to be removed at number 11 and 30, and back with you.
I didn't mean to scare you guys, but I looked up and there was smoke everywhere and everybody was pointing.
Yeah, you did the right thing.
They're fine.
Oh, they'll be fine. Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
No, everybody should be good to go.
How many laps do you lead to begin? How many? 24?
Where is Hooper now? 8th already.
Not bad from dead last.
Huh?
Not bad from dead last, huh?
Who's in the pits with them?
Gerhardt's in 10th. Oh.
Richard Jackson would be fun to talk to right now as to Lance's progress up through there. He came from the very tail end. This guy is just...
Can you get in tight on the sign that says "We're Chicken" and pull out?
This guy right here? We're Chicken. Oh, man. Oh, you know, he just had open heart surgery last year. And that's out Andy Hillenberg's car. And he's been a big player in ARCA for many, many years.
I thought Andy was driving. I walked up and was talking to him about what he's doing everything. He said, no, this man here is driving.
Rent a car.
He's got fire back in it. He's ready to go again.
He certainly had an adventure.
I commend his doctor. He did a nice job. Because he's tested it twice today. I shouldn't say stuff like that. I know.
Yes, sir. Card 14. Can I have it, please? Nobody's giving it to me.
Card 14.
Can you-
14. Card 14.
I have it.
Ninth.
They tried to assassinate the president. Now they're after his daughter. The war against terrorism just got personal. A Superstation original. First Daughter premieres August 15th only on the Superstation. At Pocono, Pennsylvania. Final moments of this one. After leading the first 26 laps, Blaze Alexander was back in the pack, fighting for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Now he finds himself leading the attack on this very difficult, challenging speedway. Frank Kimmel got himself in 2nd. Perhaps the biggest story of all, however, is back in 10th spot, where Lance Hooper, number 47, is in that 10th position as we get ready to go. We'll be back for the restart in the final moments of the Pepsi ARCA 200 after this. Stay with us.
Can we? Hey, guys. Yeah, guys in the booth, this is the tire that came off of Lance Hooper. This is the left rear. You guys in the booth hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Left rear tire off of Lance Hooper's car. He wasn't going to change it at all. Check this out. I mean, that thing would have gone right down to the cords.
That is the cords right there.
Absolutely.
That's great.
The white part there, that is cord.
Did you see him bang the steering?
You have fun?
You know what that does?
Great go.
He would have made a pit stop or a caution pretty quick here. But, you know, you can do that all the way around the tire before it goes. Did you know that? How'd you know that, Doctor?
Because you told me just now.
Sucks. Call us crazy. Oh, boy. I think Bill Baird's still a player here.
I do too.
Who'd you say was going to win?
No, I forgot. I said Gerhardt's going to win.
Yeah, I know what he said.
Just think, guys, only 3 more hours to go.
I don't mind that. At least the next part, we know who we're talking about.
Got some good ones in here.
Yeah.
That Lance Hooper's doing just a great job.
He is that. You know, we had a good race here last time.
Yeah, good race.
Yeah. They were dicing it all the way.
It's the pit stops.
It's all new people, though, that are dicing
Always
it.
gets Boy, can they race. And, you know, they'll get better at that with all these
Yeah, you got so many wins to cut.
Thank you. "68 laps complete, 30 miles to go. And we're just about ready to complete the 69th lap, 27 and a half from there. And they've still got a ways to go before we go. There you see Blaze Alexander, who is leading the parade with Frank Kimmel in second and Jeff Findlay, qualified 18-16 in third spot presently. But this is the story of the moment. Take a look at Lance Hooper's number 47. That Lucas car back in 10th spot. It's going to be fun to see him on the start. Mark it as 11th. Mark him in 11th as we get ready on the restart. An STP pit roundup right now, and let's get with it in the story down in the pits.
Well, Ken, we can call that lucky 11 for Lance Hooper. We've documented all the problems he's had today, leaving the wedge wrench in, having to come back down on pit road, going to the tail end of the longest line. Well, when they were in the pits the last time, they decided to go ahead and change left side tires. They just pretty much did it for the heck of it. Look what they found on the left rear tire. Had he kept on going another 2 or 3 laps, this tire's down to the cord, he would have been in the wall. So he's still in the race. We'll call it lucky 11 now, but it might be lucky number 1 before it's over.
And what that is, that's called a blister. And it actually blisters the rubber part of the tire away from the cords on the racing tire itself.
That's Lance Hooper ready to go to work from 11th spot. Laps running out.
He's not got a lot of time to do it. Just a couple of laps ago, he didn't want to see that caution flag come out because we're on lap 69 now. And this thing only goes to 80 laps. Hooper's got his work cut out for him.
And a lot of lap cars on the inside of.
Let's take a look at who's made a change of most positions here last few since lap 50. Findlay certainly has done a great job here. Jeff Findlay, now shown in third, was 15th. And Cox car, the number 23, is up in there too.
Mike
Ron
Swain
Cox.
Jr. also has had a nice run.
And dropping back some, Hooper to 11th spot. That's what's going to make this story so exciting, is watching Lance Hooper come up. Tracy Leslie's dropped back 4, as you can see. Getting ready to get this one going once again. Quickly to Steve Burns.
Hey, Ken, we're in the number 21 pits of Tracy Leslie. Now, this is Amy Behrens, who works on this team. And, folks, this is not a publicity stunt. Amy, tell the folks at home what you do on this race team.
I work on the car, I work on the engine, and help put it together, basically.
And also on pit stops, you're changing tires. That's a tough job.
Yes, it is. Very tough. A lot of pressure.
And you started as a diesel mechanic, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, guys, and just to let you know, she raises Clydesdale horses on a 300-acre farm back in Ohio.
She's quite an interesting gal.
Took me to my knee almost yesterday. I shook her hand. I tell you what, she's strong. You don't have to be big to be strong, believe me.
This is going to be a really interesting restart as they come off the third turn to take the green flag. We'll watch them all fan out because this could well be the last restart of the day. Could well determine who could win this race. Fans are on their feet waiting for it, and so are we.
70 complete when they come to the line, 10 to go. Alexander will try to squeeze the trigger, pull away from the field. Kimmel will try to hold right on. Back there 11th. Lance Hooper's got one thing on his mind, passing 10 cars in 10 laps.
Alexander got a great start. Opened up a bunch of space between himself and Kimmel.
3 car lengths, but here comes Kimmel back. Kimmel roars right back out of turn number 1 and comes after Alexander.
Kimmel, a two-time winner this year, looking Blaze Alexander over as they head down the back straightaway and into the tunnel turn. It's going to be the car that sticks the best in the corner right now. Straightaway, they all seem to be running very close to each other.
Kimmel coming after him, and here comes Hooper.
Mark Gibson ahead of him. We're with Hooper now.
Now you can see he wanted to make a move there, but there's lap traffic on both sides, so he couldn't get by. And now he's on the outside of the 59 there. But Mark Gibson looking him over, cannot make the pass yet.
Mark Gibson, that 59. Disastrous day at Talladega a year ago. Had hard luck at Daytona back in February, trying to make it run here. No place to go. Here comes Hooper up the outside. He may knock Gibson down.
Trouble right in front of him.
And he gets through. Whoa, big crash.
Kevin
Hooper
Ray.
down to the inside. He hooked it the other way and made it through.
And Kevin Ray in the 79 also, right under the wreck there.
Dirt, they used to call it the reverse slide. I never saw that.
Well,
like that on asphalt. What a move.
We're inside 10 laps now.
Running back to the line. With less than 10 laps, they will run back to the line. Alexander trying to hold that track position as number 1. Kimmel still coming after him. Bill Baird lies there in 3. They'll come off the throttle when they hit the line. Under yellow. Baird is 3rd. And dodging more than a bullet, a cannonball out there. Take a look at the number 14, Christian Elder's car. We're seeing him clambering out of number 14.
That's a nice shot. Be able to see the driver okay, still with a bit of a smile on his face, despite the fact that that car is thoroughly trashed.
The Great Clips Pontiac just got clipped. There's the other car involved. That's the 19, and that's Kevin Counselor's car, number 19. Story there. Kevin Counselor involved in that crash. Guy that been working as a house painter, but not just an everyday house painter down in Naples, Florida. Put enough money together for this team, and I mean big money.
Yeah, bright kid. He's got a couple of degrees from Florida State, one in criminology and another one in economics. Maybe he should have taken one in body work. Let's go to Steve Burns.
Hey, Dick, you know, you guys are right. I was talking to Kevin Counselor. He's an impressive guy. Worked his way through Florida State University painting. And when he graduated, he said he had 2 degrees and he made more money painting. Well, the kind of houses he paints now, the last one he did was $260,000. He's got 50 employees and flies his own plane to these races. So he's done pretty well by using those painters.
Not bad for a house painter. Kevin Counselor. We'll take another look at that wreck shortly here. 3rd Pocono ARCA race. Take a commercial break, then get back for the start. Take a look what happened here and watch Hooper in the 47.
Kevin Ray in the 79 there, just a little contact makes it by.
Ken Gerhardt in the pits.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, just not you. No, just
I know a count.
Well, could you get it?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure you were getting.
Yeah.
Gerhardt was what, 9th before this?
Okay. Okay, here's what we'll do, guys. Hey-yow. Oh, don't talk. Let that happen. Yeah, you need to hear that.
Let Father Baker explain those kind of moves.
No, you do it.
No, you do it.
That's yours. I'm not.
You to get on the replay. You've done that stuff.
Some things don't need words.
No, I won't say a word there.
No. That was. Kevin Counselor. Canceled out.
I'll tell you what, Gerhard pitting for tires right now, this is interesting. He's going to be at the tail end of the lead lap, but with so few guys on the lead lap, and he'll have fresh tires.
How many cars we got in the lead lap? Still at 11.
Just 11.
That was Kevin Counselor.
Go again.
We were
Go
riding
again.
with, right?
Fifth caution. Fifth caution of the day happens at turn number 1, and it happened in a big way. From on board.
Down into turn 1, you're riding with Kevin Counselor as he goes down in the corner. Right here, he loses control. Cancel the camera.
Cancel that one for sure. Christian Elders, number 14, torn up front and back. The great Clips haircut special got a butch that time. We'll be back to get the restart and the final moments of this Pepsi ARCA 200 after this.
I wanted everybody to hear that. I've heard that.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
And they go, what happened? Jeez.
I don't know, the camera went black in the
Look
racetrack.
over here. We've had a wreck in the booth.
Oh, you can see better down there.
I
The
look,
only
and he's
trouble
not-
is I keep walking up and down his back. Coming. I have card 12 in hand. We got to tell them what lap we're in and get us back over. 75 when they come by. Boy, it's going to be a heck of a finish.
It sure is.
I don't believe Lance is going to be in the play, though. I don't think he's going to be there, though.
I don't think he's got enough time either.
No. I think our race winners are in the top 5 right now.
Yep. I think Bill Baird will be a player.
I do, too. And he's got a mean streak.
I hope so. He's going to need it. Well, we'll see what kind of a jump Alexander gets this time.
Yeah.
That's going to be
Boy,
critical.
he got a jump, but the guy came right back on him.
Yeah, he did.
That was unbelievable. I just kept waiting for it. Hooper to get torn up.
Hooper was lucky.
He
was good,
drove
too.
Well.
Hey,
Yeah, he
come
did.
on. Kevin Ray's the one that lucked out there.
Yeah,
he
should
was
have been
all over that mess.
Yeah, he could have gone over.
But Hooper's up to 8.
Amazing.
Was 11.
Yep.
Still got Tracy Leslie in front.
Yep. But at least he's just dealing with lead lap cars in his
Now,
line.
he did get by Kevin Ray. Kevin was leading him. Kevin was in the pits, that's why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Probably got some right side damage because he did go.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a mean looking thing, isn't it?
Tomorrow, starting at 12:35 on the Superstation, it's the Pennsylvania 500. And the question is, can defending champion Jeff Gordon repeat? Or can pole sitter Mike Skinner pull it together? Find out tomorrow here on the Superstation. 12:35 pre-race, 105 will drop the green. Getting down to showtime here in the ARCA Pepsi 200. Showing 75, 76 complete when they come by this time, with 4 laps of green to decide it. Alexander and Kimmel up in front, first and second. Baird and Findlay, third and fourth. Mike Swain, Kurt Shelmerdine come next. Then Tracy Leslie. And then Lance Hooper in that number 47 is in 8th.
He's running out of laps to win this race.
Flanagan is in 9th. Bobby Gerhart 10th.
Gerhart just got fresh tires on his car to make a run to the checkered flag from that 10th spot.
We also saw Kevin Ray come on pit road. He was a lucky guy down there in that turn, that incident just moments ago.
You just talked about fresh tires on the 10th place car right now, but the one thing he has going against him is all the lap traffic on the inside, and the preferred line around this racetrack through the corners is the bottom of the racetrack.
Alexander got a great start last time. He's going to need another great start with Kimmel on the back bumper and Baird right behind him. Finley behind him as we get into the tail end of this thing.
Picking up speed. Safety car ready to duck in. Down for the finish. Alexander, Kimmel, and Baird, 1, 2, and 3s. Numbers 97, 46, and 52 respectively. We'll be keeping an eye on Hooper out of 8th position. 11 cars down to the bottom. Here we come. Remember, this straightaway is 3,700 feet long. If you got the power to pull it, you're in great shape here. There's some separation between fourth and the rest of the field as they take green. Alexander draws a bead on winning this race. Kimmel coming after him again.
As they head down in turn 1, the lap traffic there backed off the throttle and let these guys go at it so they could race to the finish. Look at Baird on the bottom of the racetrack as they head down towards the back straightaway.
50 years old on Monday, Bill Baird leading the ARCA points through the first 10 races of the year, trying to close down on Kimmel, looking back from the leader, Alexander. Tunnel turn.
Right out against the wall, about 160 miles an hour. As you start down into turn 3, you'll hear them get out of the throttle, set the car into a drift right here.
Back they come. Laps running down, 3 fingers out from the flagman.
Here in third spot, yet to lead a lap today. He's led more laps than anybody else this year in ARCA competition. 1 more races, leads the points.
Hooper closing right up on Tracy Leslie. But at the rate that Alexander's pulling away, he's running for just another position. For the lead, it's all Alexander, Kimmel, and Baird. Blaze Alexander took the pole. If you're just joining us, he was there with a new event record for ARCA, 164 miles an hour here on this 2.5-mile track at Pocono, Pennsylvania.
The front 2 cars have pulled away from Bill Baird just a little bit. You see there's about a 15-car length interval between second and third.
Kimmel hangs right on in second spot, the 37-year-old veteran from Jeffersonville, Indiana, staying right with it here. Qualified third. That Larry Clement prepared car. He was first here at Pocono earlier this year. Frank Kimmel winning back in June, and there are 2 to go.
What a great story, this kid Alexander. Oh, on the inside, Kimmel looking him over. And then on the outside, Alexander with his only race car in the stable, a borrowed engine, leading here at Pocono as we enter the final laps.
Frank Kimmel looking for his 17th ARCA victory. The challenger. It is still Blaze Alexander holding on to that lead now by 3 car lengths as they go to the tunnel turn. Take a look at Hooper trying to move by Shelmerdine.
Yeah, but he's on the outside there. Shelmerdine, oh, he just outbraves him going down in the tunnel turn and takes that spot away.
What an exciting race driver, this Lance Hooper. Southwest has got a lot to be proud of there. For the lead. White flag is out and 1 lap to go. Alexander and Kimmel come after it. Baird is third. Mike Hogwood.
Can he hold on, Ken? He lost 4th gear the last lap. He's not able to shift as they head down into the turn 1. Blaze Alexander should lead.
So far, so good as he goes into the first of 3 turns on his final lap. Alexander heading down the Long Pond Straight in command. Hooper in second spot. Kimmel in second spot.
Watching that lead driver. He just eases it through this final lap, halfway home to victory.
Right now, all he has to do is be very smooth, keep that run and momentum out of turn 3, and I believe Blaze Alexander has the lead enough to win the race.
Blaze Alexander, he won at Toledo on a half-mile in the same car. He's coming to the 2.5-mile Pocono Raceway, and he's winning today. Blaze Alexander, Pennsylvania driver, does it in front of the hometown folks, or the home state folks. What a fine performance for Blaze Alexander. This is going to be some victory for him. Kimmel pulls up to congratulate. They really had a dogfight. And Bill Baird, the veteran, third. Mike Hogwood.
Hell, we're with Dave Liner. Hey, how much did your heart skip when you dropped the gear there at 2 laps to go?
My heart sank down to my feet. I got to tell you, my hat's off to Blaze, the Perkins Chevrolet, Lisa Express, Sunoco Lubricants, all of them. Everybody's done a great job. These guys have worked their tails off back at the shop. I got to thank Sabco for the motor. They built us an awesome motor. I just can't tell you how wonderful this feels. I got to get up there. This is wonderful.
Hey, go celebrate.
The Perkins Restaurant Chevrolet served up a 4-star special here today in the Pepsi ARCA 200. We'll meet him in Victory Lane.
You do that story.
Felt he needed more time. I think that's smart.
Nice race.
Uh-oh, we got a little spinner.
Yeah, Blaze Alexander just did a smoker.
That number on that light, that really stands
Doesn't
out.
it though?
Yeah. How old is Blaze?
22.
22. Second youngest guy in there. Yep.
Just a kid.
Just a baby. Mike Swain Jr., good runner. You know his dad, don't you, Mike?
Yeah.
Hooper just run out of time, didn't he?
Yep. End of the longest line.
Headed for Victory Lane to meet Blaze Alexander. Here's Steve Burns.
Hey, Ken, Blaze Alexander just climbed out of the car. How in the world did you win that race?
I don't know. We lost overdrive at 2 laps to go, and Keith Simmons like, just calm down, man. I was shot. I can't say it on TV, but oh my God, I was getting nervous. Frank was running me hard, and we just had such a good car at first pit stop. We got behind a little bit, but they did a good job the second one, and whew, I'll tell you, I just need to thank some people, Perkins, Sunoco, Lisa Express, all my hometown people here, especially my team, Dave Liner and all the crew chief, all the guys, Felix Sabatis, Armando, Keith Simmons was spotting for me. They helped me out with an engine this weekend, and it's a lot easier when you got a good motor, I'll tell you that much.
Blaze, you just said you lost overdrive. This is the same car you've been using all season. You're from nearby Montoursville, Pennsylvania. How important is it to win in your home state?
I'll tell you what, these people, they love it. There's going to be a party here. My dad's here this time, too. We won one a couple weeks ago, my first win. He wasn't there, and I told him we'd get one.
Congratulations, Blaze Alexander.
Thank you.
The top 10 in this ARCA Bondo Marhide Series race at Pocono. There you see Kimmel second, Bill Baird with third. What a great day for Mike Finley in fifth spot. More from Pocono right after these messages.
Jeff Finley. You call him Mike. Yeah. There was contact. That wasn't just air.
Yeah, I guess. Yep. Being kind.
Huh? I think there's contact.
Oh, I do too, buddy.
Yeah.
in that view, there sure
I didn't
was.
have that look a while ago.
No.
That was. Oh no, that was loose. The reason there was contact, he got so sideways he checked up. But the initial slide was when the air got stirred up behind the car.
Yes. Okay. And I get a buddy in on that. Yep.
Very well. Dum-ba-dum. That was a good rehearsal, I think, for tomorrow. I know one thing. That telestrator sure makes it a lot easier. Yeah. I was trying to tell you, and I didn't know how, because that was good hustle on Randy's part to find that tire, too.
Here at Pocono, Pennsylvania, Blaze Alexander finds himself in victory lane for the second time in 1999 with just a sterling performance. Let's go to Randy.
Well, the defending ARCA Series champion, winner here in June, but unable to get it done here today. But nonetheless, you got to be happy.
Well, I guess first loser is pretty good today. Blaze did a great job. Congratulate his team. They deserved it. They ran well all day, but man, we just didn't need any yellows there at the end. We had a pretty good lead at one point, and the car was just running great. And the guys did a good job. We just when I got behind him, it pushed the nose pretty hard coming off 3, and couldn't do a whole lot with him. But pretty happy with that Advanced Auto Parts Chevy.
Okay, good luck the rest of the year. To Mike Hogwood.
Bill Baird comes home third, maintains his points lead. You tried to make a run at him there those last few laps.
Yeah, you know, it was a good race up here today. Thought our car, we didn't qualify that good, but it just kept coming forward. And then every pit stop, we made a change to the car. And it clouded over once today, and the car got real fast. So I told him, I said, you know, we need to tighten this car up. And we tightened up the first pit stop and picked up a little bit. And Frank and Blaze just a little bit faster than we were. But, hey, we did what we had to do. We ran third, and I think it's 3 thirds and a 10th I've got here now, so it's pretty good in finishing.
And a third keeps him well on top of those point standings, Ken.
Yep, Bill Baird all the way up on top and then some. Here's your champion today, ARCA Pepsi 200, Blaze Alexander. And what a day it was. Take a look at one of the moves in this race that made the difference. Buddy Baker.
Blaze Alexander in the black car there comes up, takes the air off the back of the spoiler. He checks up a little contact there. Blaze Alexander goes by Jeff Finley, and that might have been the move that secured the victory.
Indeed. Jeff Finley put on a great show today, having started in 16th spot. More from Pocono in a moment.
Do you like that?
I like that move.
He did.
Yeah.
Just went right up under him, and he got loose, and then he pecked him one. But he didn't really mean to peck him.
Oh, I'm
once
sure.
he cocked sideways, he jumped right out of the throttle.
Yeah, I'm sure he just backed right out of it.
No. He didn't do anything.
No, I know.
That's racing there.
Yeah.
I've done it. I've watched Earnhardt do it for 15 years.
Oh, yeah. You may watch him do it again tomorrow. He's good here right now.
Yeah.
I
made a list. Let me see if I can find that list.
Oh, good.
I want to give you a
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Darn, I was hoping Lance was going to come up just a little more.
Hey, it was a good story,
Yeah,
though.
it was.
He was a real
really,
good story.
yeah.
I thought Bill Baird had more for him at the end
Yeah.
than he did as well.
Boy, he's had it all.
Sterling Marlin was absolutely quick.
First top 5 since 1997 in that same car. Pole in that car here in June.
Yep. All righty.
Yes. Who came from the furthest back? Mm-hmm. Sure. Oh, gracious. No, I think we've got that. Does anybody know who the leading rookie was and who came from the furthest back?
I wanted
that.
when
He's
they were
looking that
talking about that house they painted.
Yeah, sure.
When they were talking about the house that cost $260 to paint, I was going, Ken, I didn't know you had it painted this year, but we didn't have time.
That's right. All 3 rooms.
I've been to your house.
We could have painted the sheet too.
Yeah.
Yes. The unofficial standings for the race. From the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, the ARCA Pepsi 200 today is part of the ARCA Bondo Marhide series, their top series. Take a look at those final results. Blaze Alexander winning his 2nd race of the year.
Look at Kirk Shelmerdine all the way from 26th to finishing in 7th position in the number 3 car. That got lost on the way to the racetrack.
Jeff Findlay, great finish in 4th spot. Darrell Lanigan back there in 10th, gave it a fine run today. And my hero Bobby Gerhart, he ended up in 9th in that top 10.
And Lance Hooper, he gave us a lot to watch today also, leaving the wrench in the back window.
Norm Benning, that one car, runs on dirt, runs on short tracks, runs on super speedways. By George, Norm Benning's right there in the top of the heap. 15th spot. Further back, Bob Schatt, many-time winner, ends up 22nd on today as we continue to review further down the field. Kurt Shelmerdine made the best advancement today, guys. Started 26th, and he finished 7th when it was over. And standing by right now are the stars of Winston Cup. There's Jeremy Mayfield, and with his wings on, Rusty Wallace will be with us in happy hour. Yep, the final hour to prepare for the Pennsylvania 400 tomorrow. Yep, the road to the championship. Watch the big stars of NASCAR, the final moments of practice for the 500.